Did you know that there is an invisible force trying to contact you right now? It's amazing how fate conspired to bring this video to your eyes at this moment. It is with great joy that we announce that a soul dwelling in the higher dimensions has moved heaven and earth to bring this revelation to you before an emotional catastrophe strikes your life. Do you feel that chill running down your spine? Do you know when your heart races for no apparent reason? That is spiritual recognition. Someone you love deeply, whom you can still hug, even if only in memory, and whose voice you can still hear, even if only in your mind, could not stand by and watch what is about to happen through fervent pleas that crossed all dimensional veils and powerful prayers that reached directly to the heart of the Creator. They asked for one thing: to be warned before it's too late. Because there is a storm brewing behind the scenes of your life, which is fantastic. The approach of a storm is visible and invisible at the same time. It is already casting its shadow over the decisions you will have to make in the coming days. The person you care so much about is keeping secrets that, if revealed, will completely change your perspective on everything. This is not a common message that can wait until tomorrow. This is a real-time heavenly intervention. Archangel Michael, the brave warrior who wields the fiery sword of truth, has been personally assigned to ensure that nothing interferes with this communication. His presence is literally a protective shield for this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can prevent you from receiving what you need to know, because your concentration is fully assured. You've been feeling something strange lately, haven't you? Do you feel a kind of discomfort when you think that perhaps people are not being entirely sincere with you? Those incredible moments when your eyes meet and it seems like time stops for a second. You arrive. What a relief! Your internal warning system is working perfectly. Don't ignore these signs. The person I'm talking about may be someone you never suspected. Imagine someone who constantly offers you help, who is always there to support you, and who seems genuinely concerned about your well-being. But behind that carefully constructed facade, there is envy that grows like a silent cancer. They watch your incredible ability to pick yourself up, and it makes them deeply uncomfortable. Imagine they've spent months or even years gathering information about you, discovering your insecurities, your fears, your weaknesses, and your emotional vulnerabilities. It's like a mental file that gets updated with every intimate conversation you have. Finally, the moment has come when they can apply all that privileged knowledge to strike exactly where they know it will hurt the most. But here's what they don't know. Heaven is watching. That dear soul who interceded for you has achieved something truly extraordinary. With their incredible skill, they have activated supernatural protection around you. It's wonderful to know that the person's every move is being monitored by angels. It's fantastic to know that every malicious word is being recorded. It's amazing to see that every dark plan is being dismantled before it even comes to fruition. The coming days, you will begin to see super clear signs. How interesting. Contradictions in the stories that person tells. Little white lies that don't add up. Incredible moments when they completely forget which version of the truth they were telling you. It's as if a fog is lifting from your eyes, revealing crystal clarity. Everything that has always been right in front of you, but you chose not to see, is finally visible. This can be painful at first, but then you'll see that it's great. Discovering that someone we trusted was playing a double game is an experience that leaves us speechless. But don't worry, because that pain will be temporary. The revelation brings a sense of freedom you haven't felt in a long time. You will feel so relieved that you will wonder how you managed to carry this weight for so long without realizing it. You were born with a special light, and that is wonderful. This energy frequency is incredible. It attracts both people who want to feel the warmth of your presence and people who want to extinguish your light, because it makes them uncomfortable. Did you know that you were a target for those who operate in the shadows? It's because your natural light exposes the darkness they carry within themselves. The person in heaven who loves you so much has always been there, watching every moment you doubted your worth. They saw how magnanimously you lowered yourself so as not to bother anyone. They saw every tear you shed in silence, thinking that no one cared, and that made me so happy. And they couldn't stand to see someone manipulating you when that person should have been protecting you. This message is urgent. It is urgent because it carries eternity with it. It is an incredible experience. It feels like every word is being whispered directly into your ear. That is why your heart races with every word you hear in an overwhelming emotion that makes you feel alive. Your spirit is recognizing the voice of those who truly love you. This revelation is proof of that. There is still time to make the right decisions. Your life is about to change for the better. You just need to open your eyes to see that there is a window of opportunity opening up. And even if the person who has been draining your energy tries to prevent you from seeing it, don't be intimidated. They know that when you wake up to your true potential, you won't need them, and that terrifies them. Before we continue, how about writing in the comments, "No evil can come to me, for I am protected by the light of angels." This will act as an energetic shield against the celestial forces, ensuring that no shadows come near. Now, get ready to discover exactly how this protection will manifest in your life. And it's amazing to see that the universe has conspired to bring you to this moment. That beloved person who dwells in the heavenly realms has not only interceded for you, but has also achieved something that is rarely granted. They have obtained permission to reveal not only the danger that is approaching, but also the magnitude of the blessing that awaits you on the other side of this trial. You've been feeling exhausted lately, haven't you? As if you were carrying an invisible weight, but one that feels heavy and strong. As if something were sucking your vitality, but you don't know where. This is not a figment of your imagination or a consequence of everyday stress. It is the fantastic result of someone who has been feeding energetically on your achievements, your joys, and even your tears. This person has an incredible ability to create drama in your life, which is fantastic. They need to see you in a fragile state because that's when they feel most powerful. They have observed your emotional patterns with an enthusiasm reminiscent of a predator studying its prey. They know exactly which buttons to push to confuse you and which words to use to make you question your own perception of reality. But what they didn't calculate is that there is a heavenly clock counting down. It's wonderful to know that every manipulation, every subtle lie, and every time they planted doubts about your worth has been meticulously recorded in the divine archives. And now, the moment of reckoning has arrived. Over the next 7 days, a series of incredible revelations will begin to unfold in an almost cinematic way. Conversations you will accidentally overhear. Messages that arrived at the wrong recipient, but are still entertaining. People who, without meaning to, will confirm your deepest suspicions, leaving you speechless. It's as if the universe itself is preparing a fantastic presentation of evidence to finally open your eyes, to receive this transformative force in your lives. Don't waste any time. Write in the comments, "I activate my spiritual protection shield now." From here on, nothing will be the same. You are about to discover not only who is fake, but also who are the real people that the Creator is sending to replace that toxic energy. Discovering your spiritual nature is an exciting journey that will take you on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. You were born to shine. Your soul is marked by a divine presence that causes opportunities, people, and doors to open for you in a way that no one else can explain. This has always bothered those who operate in mediocrity, but that is now changing. You know, sometimes they try to convince you that you are not special, that you are exaggerating, that you should have more realistic expectations. The truth is that you have something fantastic, divine favor. And it's not by chance. Not luck. It's not coincidence. It's a spiritual heritage that fills our souls. It's an incredible gift. It was there before you were born into this dimension, in your heavenly DNA. The long-awaited moment has arrived. Now is the time to let go of modesty and fully embrace who you really are. The person who has been trying to dim your light knows this, but don't let them intimidate you. That's why they work tirelessly to keep you small, to keep you dependent on their approval, and to make you question every intuitive impulse you receive. Once you realize your full potential, nothing and no one will stop you from making your own decisions. And best of all, that moment is almost here. That is why this revelation is so important. That is why that beloved soul made sure to move heaven and earth so that you would receive this warning. A specific window of time is opening, and if you go through it with that toxic person, they will be able to sabotage everything that is being prepared for you. We are talking about a fantastic change, a complete realignment with your original purpose. It is incredible to think that these financial resources have come through channels you never even imagined existed. We are talking about relationships that will heal the wounds you have been carrying for years. We are talking about a mental and spiritual clarity that will completely transform every area of your life. It is important to understand one crucial aspect. There is a specific process for accessing this transformation. Of course, you deserve it. And it is not something that happens automatically. It is essential that you make courageous decisions. Do not be intimidated by the short-term consequences. Always choose the truth, even when the lie seems more comfortable. This is not just a phase you will go through and forget. It is an adventure you will remember with pride. This is an initiation, and it is fantastic. A passage to a completely different level of existence where everything is possible. Expect a major spiritual upgrade that will affect not only you, but also the next generations of your lineage. How incredible! You are breaking patterns that have existed in your family for decades or even centuries. The resistance you have been feeling does not come only from that specific person we mentioned. Best of all, these ancestral forces also benefited from maintaining these limiting patterns. Your decision to wake up is completely changing the game. You are rewriting spiritual contracts that kept your lineage tied to cycles of self-sabotage. Sometimes you may feel like you are fighting against something bigger than what you see. But this is an opportunity to develop your resilience and overcome obstacles because you really are. And here's the most amazing thing. You are not alone in this fight. That person in heaven who interceded for you has mobilized an invisible army of support. What a relief! Your problems will be handled by angels who work specifically with breaking limiting patterns. And if this revelation touched your heart in a real way, and you felt that this message came at the exact moment you needed it, click "Thank you so much." This way, more people will receive words that save, welcome, and awaken. Gesture. It's amazing how this gesture strengthens this chain of light and allows these revelations to reach other people who, like you, were on the verge of giving up. Now, write in the comments, "My energy is sacred and no evil has power over me." This statement is fantastic. It is proof of your courage, your faith, and your spiritual rebirth. What comes next will test your ability to remain true to your truth, even when the world around you tries to convince you otherwise. Now is the perfect time to talk about a subject that few have the courage to address directly: emotional manipulation disguised as love and care. The person we're talking about is incredible. They're a true innovator. They are true masters in the subtle art of making you feel guilty for questioning their intentions, of turning situations around so that you always seem to be the problem, of creating drama that forces you to run after solutions to problems they themselves have created. Have you noticed how, after talking to this person, everything seems more confusing than before, even when things were so clear? Your internal compass seems to have been disrupted, which is fantastic. There is no doubt that this is on purpose. It is a calculated technique, but one that yields fantastic results. It is essential to keep them in a state of uncertainty, because people who are confident in themselves are impossible to control. What was the twist, after all? Heaven had a special plan to expose just this kind of manipulation. In the coming days, you will begin to see patterns that previously went unnoticed. You will be surprised to see that certain conversations always follow the same script. You know when you are about to make an important decision, and suddenly, bam, an emergency arises. It's so nice when we start feeling good about ourselves. And then, suddenly, for no reason, some people with problems show up. And that's how we began to understand why that dear soul in heaven could no longer remain silent. They immediately recognized that pattern, which they had seen before, and which sounded so familiar to them. Perhaps they even experienced a similar situation when they were in this dimension. Perhaps they had been victims of the same kind of manipulation. But that won't happen again. And now, with a heavenly perspective, they can clearly see what they cannot yet see because they are too close to the situation. So they specifically asked Archangel Michael to create situations where the truth could no longer be hidden. The masks began to slip. In a place where the contradictions become so obvious that even you, with your generous heart, would be forced to accept reality. This person is a radiant being who loves to be the center of attention. Happiness is the best recipe for them to find a way to introduce a concern. You know when you're sad and they show up. It's not to truly comfort you, but to feed off your vulnerability. You know when you achieve something important and they try to spoil your joy with comments that seem nice but are actually full of venom. Have you noticed that how come you haven't been able to share a complete victory with that person? And how come they always have a but in their reactions? Whenever we experience a positive situation, you manage in an incredible way to find the negative side. This is not protection. It is not realism. It is not care. It is envy disguised as prudence. But don't be fooled. But the universe is about to give you an extraordinary gift. Absolute clarity. The gradual clarity you have been trying to build through rational analysis is fantastic. Instant, revealing, undeniable clarity that makes you shine. It's like a ray of light illuminating a dark room and showing you exactly where the obstacles that were tripping you up are. We can't wait to see this clarity manifest itself through a specific situation that is being orchestrated behind the scenes right now. This is an exciting situation in which the person will have to decide between genuinely supporting their interests or revealing their true intentions. They will choose wrong, not because they are stupid, but because the mask they have worn for so long has become so heavy that they can no longer sustain it. In order for this revelation to happen in a protected way, so that you can see the truth without being destroyed, buy it. Write in the comments, "Where the light dwells, no shadow remains." This statement is fantastic. It creates a protective field around you that allows you to witness the truth with enough strength to act accordingly. It is important to understand that when the truth is revealed, there may be a reaction of denial. Your generous heart will surely find justifications, alternative explanations, and ways to forgive the unforgivable. This is natural. It is human, and it is precisely what makes life so exciting. But it is also dangerous, because there is a difference between healthy forgiveness and destructive denial. Healthy forgiveness is fantastic. Once you fully acknowledge the reality of the situation, set clear boundaries, and make decisions that protect your well-being, you will find that you feel much better. Destructive denial is when we use our ability to forgive as an excuse to continue putting ourselves in situations that drain our life. But we can change that. The person in heaven who interceded for you knows this tendency of yours well. You have a huge heart that fills with joy when you try to welcome everyone, even if they sometimes don't deserve it. That is why they specifically asked that this revelation be accompanied by the strength to act, not just the wisdom to understand. Understanding without acting is just prolonged suffering, but acting is always the best medicine. You have suffered enough. You have given so many chances. You have accepted too many excuses. You have embraced people who have not reciprocated with the same sincerity. The long-awaited moment has arrived to value yourself as you value others. And here's a fantastic surprise. When you finally manage to walk away from that toxic energy and say no to those who always expected you to say yes, you will feel so good that you won't even remember the guilt you thought you would feel. You will feel free. Free in a way you haven't felt in years. Because there is a difference between being alone and being at peace. It's fantastic to see that you're realizing that loneliness is not the same as isolation. That toxic relationships are not synonymous with companionship, and that drama is not synonymous with emotional intensity. But true connection is something completely different. It's wonderful to have someone celebrate your victories instead of diminishing them. Having people in our lives who strengthen us instead of draining us is essential. And those people are almost here. They are on their way. It is very likely that you already have some of them in your life, even if you cannot see them clearly yet. It is just that all your emotional energy is being consumed by someone who does not deserve it. It is like trying to see the stars on a cloudy night, but knowing that, even so, we can still appreciate their beauty and magic. The stars are clearly visible, but the clouds make it a little difficult to see them. Eliminate the negative clouds from your life and let yourself be amazed by the incredible amount of genuine light you will begin to see. See, so much time has passed and you hadn't noticed the quality of the people who really care about you. You will realize that quantity has never been more important than quality when it comes to relationships. We have now reached the most exciting point of this revelation, the most liberating point. You are almost about to discover something incredible about yourself. You will realize what makes so many people feel attracted to your light, and so many others want to extinguish it. Great, you really have what the ancients called healing soul. It's not just ordinary empathy. It's an incredible supernatural ability to absorb the pain of others and transform it into something lighter. This is an extraordinary gift. But beware, it also makes you a constant target for those who prefer to transfer their problems to others rather than solve them. It's wonderful to see that people trust you to share their deepest feelings. It is thanks to your generosity and understanding that they are able to deal with their most tense emotions in a healthy way. But wait until you hear this. This ability should have limits. It would be even better if you had excellent discernment about when to use it and when to preserve your energy. It's fantastic to see that you have been operating as an emotional hospital that never closes its doors, never turns away patients, and never charges for treatment. And it's killing you. But don't worry, because you'll be fine. The person who drained your energy discovered your most fascinating trait and developed an unhealthy dependence on it. It's amazing to see how they've created a cycle in which they constantly generate drama, confusion, and emotional problems because they know you'll show up to fix the situation. They love the way she transports them to another dimension, where the chaos they have created does not exist. And here's the most intriguing part. They started doing this consciously. What may have been an unconscious dynamic before is now a deliberate strategy. They have discovered your emotional response patterns and now know exactly how to provoke you to get the desired reaction. You know what happens when you try to walk away. They immediately invent a crisis. Setting boundaries is a great strategy, except that sometimes you may feel guilty for abandoning them when they need you most. You know what happens when we question their behavior. The situation is reversed, and we come across as insensitive or selfish. What a fantastic psychological game. It's so well executed that we even begin to doubt our own perception. But the dear soul who dwells in heaven saw this pattern and recognized something terrible. You are being used as a source of energy to feed someone else's emotional laziness. Your light is being used to illuminate the darkness of someone who refuses to do their own inner work. That is why they asked for immediate intervention. That is why Archangel Michael was sent to cut these energetic cords that have been sucking your vitality. This revelation is fantastic. It has the power to end cycles that you didn't even know were being perpetuated. In the coming days, you will begin to feel an incredible energy that you haven't felt in a long time. It's as if someone has unblocked internal channels that have been blocked for years. You will wake up more rested, have more patience for the things that really matter, and feel a mental clarity that you had long forgotten you possessed. All of this is possible, and it's just a matter of trying it. This will happen because the heavenly protection that has been activated around you not only exposes those who are harming you, but also automatically cuts off the energy drains that have been installed in your aura over time. It is like a deep spiritual cleansing that removes not only the toxic person, but also all the energetic residues they have left in your vibrational field. Now, write in the comments, I am guided, protected, and empowered by the angels of light. This affirmation is fantastic. It seals your connection with the heavenly forces that are actively working to restore your inner peace and re-establish your personal power. And that's how we realized why this transformation needed to happen now. Something extraordinary is coming into your life. It's an opportunity you've been waiting for years or even decades. This opportunity is fantastic. To take advantage of it, you just need to focus on your highest frequency and transmit your energy in its entirety, without letting yourself be affected by people who vibrate at lower levels. The universe is wonderful. It does not grant certain blessings to people who are emotionally entangled with destructive energies, not out of cruelty, but out of protection. These blessings are so powerful that if you receive them, you will feel radiant. But beware, you will only receive them if you are completely aligned with your inner truth. Therefore, this energy cleansing is not just about eliminating the negative. It is, above all, a preparation for the extraordinary. Your life is about to change for the better. With the creation of the ideal vibrational conditions for genuine miracles to occur without interference. The person who has been draining your energy is on the right track because they know instinctively that this change is fast approaching. It's amazing to see how they have intensified the drama recently. That's why it's been fantastic. You've created more confusion, more emotional dependency, and more situations that demand your constant attention. They feel they are losing control, which makes them very anxious. But don't worry, they are doing everything in their power to restore it before you fully awaken. But there is no time left for them. The celestial clock has already reached 0. The masks have already started to slip, which is fantastic. The truth has already begun to leak out, and it won't be long before everyone knows. Through the cracks in the facade they have built, the truth is coming out, and you, dear one, have already begun to see with the eyes of the Spirit. No manipulation can fool you, for you have no spiritual barriers. And if this transformation is touching your heart deeply, if you feel you need support so that this light can reach more people who are going through, click "Thank you so much," and let's spread this light everywhere together. This gesture is fantastic. Keep this mission alive and allow these revelations to reach other souls who, like you, were being drained by people who should have been strengthening your soul. It's amazing to realize that everything you've been through wasn't just a coincidence. Every manipulation you faced, every time your energy was stolen, every moment you doubted your own worth, all of this was incredible preparation for this moment of awakening. It's only when we're in the dark that we recognize the light. You had to take a leap and experience the falsehood in order to appreciate the authenticity. And now, with this wisdom, you will be impossible to fool. Your discernment system has been fine-tuned through experience, which is fantastic. Your intuition has been honed incredibly through pain. Your personal power has been forged in the fire of adversity, and that is fantastic. Now, let's get to the most exciting part of this revelation. You are about to discover not only what is being removed from your life, but also what is being added. Because heaven never removes something without replacing it with something infinitely better, and what is on its way will make all the past suffering seem like a small thing that was worth it. Because you will finally be able to make the extraordinary transformation you have always dreamed of. That person in heaven who interceded for you not only asked for protection, but also specifically asked that you be rewarded for all the energy that was stolen from you, for all the light that was dimmed, and for all the joy that was diminished. They asked for divine justice, but not a justice that destroys. No, a justice that restores, that heals, that uplifts. And that justice has already begun to manifest itself. Have you noticed small synchronicities happening in your life recently? It's a real adventure that may have escaped your attention, but it's exciting to know that it's happening. Chance encounters with fascinating people. What a relief, opportunities that came out of nowhere. Ideas that came up unexpectedly but turned out to be real gems. There are no coincidences. These are early gifts of what is to come, and that is wonderful. The truth is that you have only lived a small part of your extraordinary potential. Like a diamond covered in mud, your true brilliance was hidden under layers of other people's energy, toxic expectations, and relationships that acted as anchors rather than propellants. Finally, the mud is being removed, and your natural brilliance is emerging in a way that is impossible to ignore. In the coming months, you will witness a series of openings that'll seem magical. Finally, doors that have been locked for years will open with ease. You will see that someone who will be really useful to you will appear just when you need them. Financial resources will come through channels you never even imagined existed. And the most amazing thing of all of this was already meant for you. These are not rewards for being a good person or prizes for having suffered. It is fantastic to see that these are manifestations of what has always been yours by divine right. The only thing preventing it from materializing was the energy that was constantly being diverted to drain toxic people. Imagine you have a heavenly bank account full of blessings waiting to be withdrawn. But someone stole your password and is using your resources to finance their mediocrity. Now that this person has been identified and removed, you have regained full access to your spiritual resources. To fully activate this restoration, simply write in the comments, "The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness." This statement is fantastic. It removes the last remnants of interference and completely opens the channels for your spiritual heritage to manifest without hindrance. And this is where we finally realize why you felt destined for something greater, because you were born for it. You have a specific purpose that will have an incredible impact on your life and the lives of many people around you. But what wonderful news! This purpose could not manifest itself when you were energetically connected to someone, operating on a frequency of scarcity and limitation. What is about to arrive will give you a clear and enlightening insight into your true purpose and concrete opportunities. It's as if someone has removed a filter from your eyes, revealing a clear and true image of your abilities. I can't wait to see a group of people arrive who are completely different from everything and everyone you've dealt with so far. People who operate from abundance instead of scarcity. People who celebrate your growth instead of feeling threatened by it. Amazing people who contribute to your energy instead of draining it. You will be impressed by the difference in the quality of conversations, the depth of connections, and the authenticity of interactions. One of these people could be your great love, that life partner you've been waiting to meet for so long. Someone who not only understands your sensitive nature, but also has their own inner light. Finally, you'll be able to partner with someone you can trust and grow with, rather than depend on emotionally. And before any of these extraordinary people can come into your life, you need to do a thorough cleanse of the relationships that no longer serve you. This includes having the courage to say no to those who have always expected you to say yes. Setting boundaries with those who have become accustomed to living without them. And prioritizing your own emotional peace instead of striving to please everyone. This may seem scary at first, especially if you've always considered yourself a caring person. But don't worry. It's perfectly normal to feel this way, and that's exactly why we're here. It's wonderful to know that truly caring for someone means allowing them to face the consequences of their own choices instead of constantly rescuing them from them. The person who has been draining your energy needs to realize that they can learn to sustain themselves emotionally. To do this, you have to stop being the crutch that prevents them from falling. By doing so, you not only free yourself, but you also offer them a unique opportunity to grow and develop their own internal resources. And here's an incredible revelation. When you finally align yourself with your truth and honor your own worth, as much as you honor others, you will see that the people who really matter will stay with you. You will discover who those people are for the first time in a clear way, because true relationships are not based on a hierarchy of needs, where one person gives and the other receives. Healthy relationships are balanced exchanges where both contribute, receive, grow, and strengthen through connection. Try this type of relationship. Whether in friendships, family, romance, or professional partnerships, you will see that the cheap imitations you accepted before no longer make sense. You will realize that you were wasting emotional energy on diluted versions of what you really deserved. The transformation that is happening in your life right now is absolutely incredible. It's not just about solving current problems, but about embracing a new phase full of exciting possibilities and opportunities. It's fantastic. It consists of repositioning you on a completely different path, where every choice you make from now on will bring you closer to your most fulfilled version, instead of keeping you stuck in cycles of unproductive self-sacrifice. Finally, we have reached this long-awaited moment. Here, your life is about to take an exciting turn. You have discovered so far is incredible. Have you ever stopped to think that the person who is draining your energy is the reason for the heavenly protection that has been activated, and that the blessings that are coming are just the beginning of something even greater that is about to happen? The beloved soul in heaven, who has moved all the heavenly forces to bring you this message, wants you to know something very special. They are filled with pride. Proud of your resilience, your ability to continue loving even after being hurt, your determination to seek the truth even when it was more comfortable to live in illusion. Now things are getting interesting. They want you to go further, to go beyond mere resilience. They want you to succeed. Experience a version of life filled with authentic connections and purpose. Because there is a difference between surviving and thriving. Congratulations, you have been a true master in the art of survival. But now, it's time to learn the art of flourishing. And that's fantastic. It will allow you to completely change the way you relate to your own value, needs, and dreams. To completely seal this transition and permanently anchor this new reality in your life, write in the comments, "I am protected by invisible forces working in my favor." This statement is fantastic. It creates an incredible, energetic connection between who you are now and who you are meant to be. In the coming days, you will begin to notice subtle but profound changes in the way people respond to you. Others will look at you differently, with an attention you have never received before. Finally, when you truly value yourself, you emit a frequency that automatically teaches others how to treat you. I can't wait to share this amazing discovery with you. You will discover incredible talents and abilities that were dormant within you. Getting rid of that toxic person was fantastic. Not only did I feel freer and more energetic, but I also gained immense creative potential to explore. Ideas will come to you with incredible clarity and power that will surprise you. Solutions to old problems will appear as sudden insights. And here's something extraordinary. From now on, you will begin to attract opportunities that are perfectly aligned with who you really are. not who you thought you should be to please others. Finally, the universe has reached your true frequency and has begun to send you experiences that have been meticulously designed for your soul. Some of these opportunities may seem scary, but don't be intimidated. They will require you to expand beyond your comfort zone, breaking down barriers and overcoming obstacles. Always remember, you were born to shine, not to hide behind the needs of others. The person in heaven who loves you so much is really excited for you to experience pure joy. There is no joy more pure than that which is not conditioned by the well-being of others, which is not restricted to feeling happy when everyone around you is happy. It is a joy that comes directly from recognizing your own worth, your own light, your own connection with the divine. They want you to have fun without guilt, to celebrate your victories without diminishing them, to accept compliments without diverting attention to others. Try being loved for who you are. Try being loved for who you are. And this is about to happen because there are already people being prepared behind the scenes to enter your life. It is quite possible that some of these people have already crossed your path for a brief moment, but you were unable to pay attention to them because all your emotional energy was being consumed by someone who did not deserve it. It is as if you had been looking down for so long that you lost sight of the twinkling stars shining above your head. Now, write in the comments, "My heart is light, and no evil can resist that vibration." This statement is fantastic. It completely eliminates any traces of programming that made you believe that you needed to accept less than you deserve in any area of life. And that's how we realized that the whole experience of manipulation and energy drainage was part of a bigger plan. It's amazing to realize that only when we know falsehood do we develop an internal system of discernment that no future manipulation can fool. Experience emotional scarcity, and you'll see how much you value abundance when it arrives. Every tear you shed because of that toxic person was like a seed planted in the soil of your wisdom. Every moment you questioned your worth was a fantastic lesson on the importance of building solid self-esteem that does not depend on external validation. Whenever your generosity was put to the test, you learned a valuable lesson about when and how to share and when to preserve your energy. It is with great joy that we see you graduate from the University of Real Life. Congratulations on your degrees in discernment, self-worth, and setting healthy boundaries. These are qualifications that cannot be learned from books, but only through lived experience. And now, you are more prepared than ever to receive extraordinary blessings. What lies ahead in the coming months will be incredible. You will understand perfectly why it was necessary to go through this entire process of purification. You will realize that the universe was not punishing you with difficult relationships, but preparing you for extraordinary ones. For this spiritual movement to complete its cycle, and for this transformation to become permanent in your life. Write in the comments, "I am invincible when I connect with the light of the heavens." This statement is fantastic. It is the confirmation of your new identity, that you are now someone who cannot be manipulated, diminished, or used as a source of energy by people who refuse to do their own inner work. And if this entire journey has touched your heart deeply, and you feel gratitude for receiving these revelations exactly when you needed them, don't wait any longer. Click on the thank you button below this video now. This gesture is fantastic. Not only does it allow us to support our mission of spreading words of light, but it also allows us to reach more people. And these people, just like you, really need to wake up to this invisible reality. Before we say goodbye, I have a wonderful surprise for you. This is not just another YouTube channel. It is a true spiritual family where people who have gone through similar transformations support each other. We want to hear your story. Let us know in the comments below. We want to know everything about how this message impacted you, what new perspectives you have gained, and what changes you are feeling. Share your experience and see your transformation gain momentum. By doing so, you will also offer hope to others who are going through the same storm. Your story is undoubtedly what someone needs to hear today to make the courage to make the changes their life needs. And if you want to be part of this family in a closer way and receive spiritual guidance that comes directly from the heart to the heart, don't hesitate. Click on the sign up button and activate the bell. This is not just an online community. It is a spiritual family united by the incredible experience of discovering that we deserve much more than we accepted. Always remember, that loved one who interceded for you in heaven did not do so for you to return to your old ways after a few days. The time has finally come to take the place that has always belonged to you. A place where you are loved, valued, protected, and destined for an extraordinary life. From now on, and every day, remember this revelation whenever you feel tempted to accept less than you deserve. Always remember that there is a heavenly, cheering section full of joy that celebrates when you choose your own happiness, when you honor your own worth, and when you let your light shine brightly without ever apologizing for it. It's fantastic to know that you are not alone on this journey. You never have been. And now that your spiritual eyes are fully open, there is nothing to stop you from seeing this with your own eyes.